So welcome to Tomas from Step One Socks. On to This is the Business, something we're going to do every week now. We're going to interview either someone in the business or someone that owns a business and just find out, what has brought them there, or a little bit more about the business. So welcome along, Tomas.
Cheers, Dan. Happy to be here.
So tell us a little bit in your own words, how you got to here and a little bit about the business in itself.
Yeah, so I suppose the way I got here and started step one, it was like one of the things that we all have is just an idea in the back of your head. And I suppose you suppress it and you suppress it and you suppress it until it gets to the point where you're like, am I just going to bury this idea or am I actually going to do something about it? So I started taking like small steps, actionable steps, like creating a name for creating a brand around it and deciding what I wanted to do. But the reason why I wanted to do it was because I suppose life is just too short not to. If you have something that you're passionate about, and like, why wouldn't you do it? And I'd encourage anyone, if they have a passion, to just lean into it and see where it takes them. It might, you never know where it might take you. So I just, yeah, baby steps. I knew nothing about the sock industry or the running industry or anything. I just said I knew what I wanted, and I just started making like small little steps to bring it to reality.
What I loved about it when I would have originally met you down in North Ireland, I suppose there's a meaning behind even the name of the business. There's a meaning behind that in itself.
Yeah.
Maybe just touch on that a little bit as well, because that is quite cool.
I think people can overcomplicate these ideas and start coming up with 5-year plans and everything like this. So like the nuts and bolts of step one is I just wanted to take it one step at a time. And then what I wanted to do with the brand as well is create a brand around movement and mental health. And like I think so many brands kind of miss the point and they just want to like start up and take on like I know high performance athletes and stuff like that and have them represent the brand. But I wanted to do it different. I wanted the brand to be represented by the everyday people who completing a couch to 5K is like someone else's marathon. It's like for everyone else has been forgotten about by, say, the elite athletes or elitism or whatever. So yeah, like I'm on a running journey myself. So I'm definitely one of them athletes. And yeah, so step one just came just about just trying to inspire people to move, create positivity around movement, and open conversations around mental health.
And in the biggest, I'd say, let's say, like professional or personal challenge that you faced over the last few years since, I suppose, coming up with the idea and then getting it to the point where it is now.
I suppose from a business standpoint, the biggest challenge was after I came up with the brand and started it and started putting myself out there, which is not an easy thing to do. I no personal brand or anything before, no experience with social media. Got a bit of traction online. The socks were selling, everything was going great, and then boom, I started getting messages to say that the socks were fading in the wash, and I just felt like kind of I don't know that I was after kind of taking advantage of people. That I was kind of after selling these socks, maybe knowing they weren't the best quality, but I just hadn't enough testing done, and that kind of came back to a bit of inexperience. So we'd go back to the drawing board. Then we'd months without any stock. I had to give the socks away to charity and give them away to free to running clubs, which it was a really nice thing to be able to do. I wouldn't have been able to do it otherwise. And we kind of fell forward, and because we had a long period without any socks, I had to think of what other products I could do. And I partnered up with a local GA jersey manufacturer, and they were able to design and create singlets for us. So that was unbelievable. So then we turned from a sock company into like a running brand by accident. So that's been pretty cool. But I suppose, yeah, you could one major issue like that could completely fold you, but it's about how you react to it and how you respond and how you like use that to like drive the business on and evolve it.
Isn't it funny? Like when you start, you said there at the start, you're saying you had this vision and didn't know where to start and everything else. And I suppose if you'd given that part of it too much thought around maybe the quality of the socks, maybe the socks might fade, maybe this, maybe that, you probably would be still sitting here going, I don't really know where to go. So it is a learning
100%.
in itself from just kind of throwing yourself into it.
And I think that's the only way to learn. I've been in business now the guts of a year, and the amount I've learned has been unbelievable. And yeah, I made all the mistakes along the way. But if you hadn't started, and I was only starting now, and I planned it down to a T, I still wouldn't do it. I'd still do it the exact same way I did it. I think as a entrepreneur or anyone who wants to start a business, the only way to do it is to cut your teeth in the industry you want to get into and starting your own business, because the amount of stuff you're going to learn, the amount of connections you're going to make, the amount of I don't know, ideas you're going to have along the way.
Yeah,
And
100%. Yeah.
I think the business is always going to evolve too. Like I just wanted to make cool socks with positive messages on it. And yeah, the brand has evolved into a running brand. So I'm excited to see where the next couple of years are going to go. And even just at the NI running show the weekend, I was chatting to brand owners and seeing some of them excel, go full time in their brand, or even cut back on the amount they're working full time. It was just inspirational to chat to other business owners. And you see some people and you think it might have been an overnight success, but like it's been 5 years of building before it's kind of exploded. And yeah, you just need to get stuck in and try it.
It is funny. I've learned that myself is that mistakes that you make, you think to yourself, no, I'm the only one that has made this mistake. But actually, when you start talking to people, you realize actually that overnight success wasn't an overnight success, and
Yeah.
those mistakes that I made, they actually made as well. So I do think you're right. I think just throwing yourself into it and getting out there and meeting people and talking to people, surround yourself with good people will always guide you along the way itself. Anyway.
I think, yeah, and you create a new network of people as well, like going to networking events, business events, stuff like that. You meet some incredible people along the way that have little nuggets of information to give you to help you try and improve. And like you wouldn't meet them people otherwise if you didn't start your own business. So yeah, I would 100% recommend anyone to have any idea in their head just to try it. Life is too short not to give it a lash, and you don't want to be looking back in a couple of years' time and thinking, oh, maybe I should have done that. So yeah, I didn't want to be that person.
What that's kind of looking back and I suppose looking forward as well. But if you had to just take a stop now and say, I know I would have met you back in Port Arlington, and probably that time, and I know you won't mind me saying, you were probably a little bit lost in your own head around where you wanted to go. But I suppose what are the things that like you genuinely changed how you operate and what you look at, and I suppose maybe some of the mistakes. Maybe just elaborate maybe on some of the mistakes. I know the answer to this because we've been chatting
Yeah.
quite a bit, but maybe some of the mistakes where you jumped in and if you were to do that, not even stuff like the socks fading, but just operational stuff that you would have said, actually, I would have done
Yeah.
that differently.
I I was doing like financial projections based off my best month. Not a good idea.
No.
I was doing financial projections based off my best month, and yeah, taking on people, and like no disrespect to like anyone that was on board. I wanted them on board, and I had brand ambassadors on board. We were smashing out content on a weekly basis, and I was like, "This is it. We've built the fucking dream team here. We're smashing out content. We're running Step One socks is everywhere. This is gonna take over the world." And then when it doesn't take over the world and you've got these monthly expenses going out and your income isn't matching it because you've based your figures off a really strong month, I didn't really know where to go, and I was 100% lost, and was 50-50 from there whether I was gonna like keep pursuing it, because it had just completely got on top of me and the enjoyment was gone out of it. So I had to hit the reset, restart, cut all my costs. And then what that taught me then was, if this brand is going to be a success, I need to learn how to create content myself, put myself out there, put myself in front of the camera, get out running myself, create my own content, and everything else kind of fell into line then from there.
Yeah, and I suppose we would have discussed that in one of our kind of one-to-ones as well, around the I would have always found with you, since I started working with you, and then you've obviously started doing a bit of work for us then on the sales side of stuff as well to run my business. But I would have always felt you fell into that pattern of having the vision. The vision sometimes changes, which is okay. It was the structure around the vision that probably where you maybe fell behind a little bit. And I think I've definitely seen it in the last few months with you, that the vision and the structure has definitely started to click together. And I can see the difference in you when you talk about the business as opposed to when I met you 4 or 5 months ago. So it is great to see that vision and structure starting to come together for you.
Yeah, and on that as well, I think my best piece of advice, everyone I chat to has like the same thought in their head, that they don't want to be the face of the brand, or they don't want to get on camera and create content and stuff like that. But like, it's the best thing anyone could ever do, and you're only doing it for the benefit of your business. It's not a personal thing or an ego thing. It's purely for the benefit of your own business in the long term. And the more comfortable you can get speaking and being on camera or whatever it is, stuff like this, the better it's going to be for you and for your business.
It's because it's funny when you say that, because I would have come from an industry where I would have had to sit in a room and present to people, and you know you never get fully comfortable with it, but you definitely do get practice at it. And if you are a business owner and you don't get to do that every day, actually have this channel, this opportunity to do it and practice it and put content out there and be yourself and get people to notice your business. So it's kind of twofold. If you look at the positives of it all, you get to practice your public speaking if you want, but you also get to put your brand and your product or your service out there as well.
Yeah, but that wouldn't have happened if the brand took off. I would have been happy to be in the background pulling the strings, like fulfilling orders and stuff like that, and have my dream team of content creators pumping out content and doing all the running. I did not want to be on camera at all, but yeah, it has probably worked out for better in the long run with everything I've been able to learn as a result. But yeah, still so much to learn.
Yeah, I know, and
We're
it
constantly
is.
learning.
Yeah, and setting up a business and starting your own business, whatever it might be, whether it be a soft brand, a running brand, or just a service brand or a construction, it is, you're putting yourself out of your comfort zone anyway. So that happens a lot when you're doing this as well. So if I had to ask you, Tomas, how you, if I'm sitting with you here and say 2 years time or a year's time, how would you define success?
I don't know, just staying true to the brand. I hope that doesn't sound too wishy-washy, but like, I loved the NI running show the last couple of days, and the conversations I was having with people, how people get into running, races people have lined up like for the next year, why people run was a big one, and I kind of want to stay true to that. I want to be a running brand that focuses on kind of empowering people to move and to open up. So whatever I do going forward in the next couple of years will all be based off that ethos. But success for me, I don't know. Like chatting to a girl yesterday, a business owner, and she's in business a few years now, and I heard her speak. She's cut back from a 40-hour week to a 30-hour week to give herself more time to work on her business. And I'm like, that's the dream. Like, that's unbelievable. Like, most small businesses never get there. And like, it's not one of them pinch me moments coming back 10 hours a week, but it's a huge milestone and she should be so proud of herself. Another guy I was chatting to at the weekend, he just took on his first hire, who was his wife. And I was like, again, unbelievable. Like, dream scenario. Me and my wife probably kill each other if we work together, but the idea of it I thought was class, or to be in a position to take on a friend or something like that to work in the business with you. Like that would be unbelievable. For me, I'm still very much working full time at the moment, and step one is a passion project. So in the next year or two, if I was able to pull back to a 30-hour week, be incredible. That'd be a win for me.
You said it true to the brand, because it's not, and we would have talked about this a lot. It's not just a sock brand. It's not just a running brand. There's actually meaning behind it. So staying true to your brand. And I love the fact that you talk about people that are sitting on a couch to get out and do the 5K and that kind of audience, because sometimes brands do focus on the elite. And it kind of alienates the people that are down here thinking, I need to do something.
Yeah, and I definitely think that's what makes step one stand out. Like, I don't know how many people came over to the stand yesterday, the last 2 days, and we're looking at the quotes on the singlets and the socks, and they've just felt compelled to like become part of the step one community. I had a man in his 60s, and he was telling me how he's part of the local park run in Belfast, and he got pancreatic cancer. And when he finished his treatment, the first thing he done was got back down on a Saturday morning to his local park run, back with all the boys, slagging the shit out of him. And he said that's what he needed. He just needed that bit of normality, and running gave that to him. And when he seen the quotes on the singlets, he immediately felt like a part of step one. And that was class. There was another woman who was in her 70s, said she completed her first half marathon in 2025. And like, I was like, unbelievable. Like, they're the conversations I love having. I only started running in the last couple of years, and it's the days you don't want to go out and run and do it, and you pull on your socks, throw on your singlet or whatever it is, get out there and get it done. They're the days you feel the best, and you can use them days as a benchmark to say that day I didn't want to do it, but I did it and I felt amazing after, and keep bringing yourself back to that and keep moving forward.
And it is like another conversation we would have had is the issue I see with a lot of businesses that are starting now is that there's so much bullshit out there online around this instant success that people seem to create, that's out there for everyone, because we live in an age of AI. So people start businesses and think after 2 years that they're not where they need to be or want to be, and it's like, it takes 5-6 years for this stuff to kick off for some people, and it takes longer for some.
It's so hard. I started guts of a year ago, and there's a couple of other brands. One particular brand started at the same time. Lads probably my age, and they're in the UK. They've recently launched in Australia, and you see the success they're having. And part of it is jealousy. Part of it is drives you on. And then part of it is like, oh, geez, like we're never going to get there. But that's not really the attitude to have. If you stay plugging away, networking, doing what you're passionate about, eventually you'll get a bit of luck, or you'll get a break that'll go your way, and who knows where it'll take you. But you have to be in that position for it to happen, or it'll never happen.
I think you're right. Like, it is one of my sayings that I hate is work smart, not hard. Don't run your own business and forget about that. You have to work hard and work smart, and throw a little bit of luck or a lot of luck in with it as well. So yeah, if you were sitting across from someone now next week and they were thinking about doing something, whether it be a brand, whether it be a clothing brand, whether it be a business, what one piece of advice would you give them?
Do it.
Go for it.
Just fucking do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like don't overcomplicate it. Don't over plan it. Don't overthink it. Just whatever it is. If it's, I don't know, you see like the likes of, I don't know, Simon Squibb or someone, he's multi-billionaire now, but like his first business was cutting people's lawns. And it's what you learn cutting people's lawns, sales, networking, talking to people, marketing, like it's all these skills you learn from the job you do that's going to bring you to the next level, into the next thing that you do, and you're going to make that business more successful. So I don't know, no matter what business it is, don't wait, because someone else will have an idea. Since I started, there's another sock business now as well, and that motivates me to stay evolving and to improve my business, because I know next year it's probably going to be another running brand. Already this year there's another running brand after kicking off. So if you delayed 6 months or a year, you could miss the boat. So why not just start today?
Yeah, 100%. I'd echo that as well. Like, I had this idea 15 years ago, and I've been sitting on it for 15 years, and
You
did
could have
it
been
two and a
retired
half.
by now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So from here, Tomas, what are you working on? What's the future? What's happening for you at the moment?
With the business.
Just in general, like, is there any other projects that you're? I know I'm asking. That's a lead question because I know what the answer is. But what's around the corner for you, and what's next with the business, I suppose.
For step one, all our stuff to date has been direct to consumer. Very, very difficult. But based on the feedback I got off the running show yesterday, there's definitely huge potential with the brand. Second avenue I want to pursue is, I suppose, more B2B based. We've linked up recently with OB Sports down in Kilkenny, and we're working together kind of on a partnership, and he can fulfill custom run club orders for us. So we're looking at connecting with athletics clubs, run clubs around the country to do custom step one gear for them. So that's the big thing we want to push this year. We'll probably be bringing out more products at some stage, hopefully all going well. Did sell out of some of the socks the weekend. Outside of that, I suppose the biggest challenge for me over the past year has been social media side of things. It's been very hard to stay consistent. Easy to create content, very hard to do it consistently. I can be in good form there and I'll be smashing out content, editing videos, creating content, scheduling it out, whatever it is. We can all do it, but it's having the time to do it, which we don't have, because there's always something more pressing than social media. Even though we all know how important it is, it's never the number one task. So yeah, we do have something coming down the line.
Yeah. It is that thing of like it just takes you 5 minutes, or it just takes you 10 minutes. So you could just do that with AI now, and you're like,
Look at this
yeah,
cool
you can,
post
but
I made. Yeah, but can
yeah.
you make a cool post like that 5 times a week for fucking 52 weeks of the year, hail, rain, or snow, when you're on holidays, when you feel like shite, when you're sick, when you're on the beer?
Yeah,
Is
or
that
after being
it,
on the beer.
yeah, is that going to happen or is it going to fall down? Whereas if you just had an engine that was just pumping this stuff out for you 3 times a week, 4 times a week, whatever it is, running ads for you, that takes all that pressure off you, and then you can just create content then whenever you want, and you'll enjoy doing it more, jumping on camera, going for a run, interviewing people, whatever it is. You can yeah, enjoy it a bit more rather than it feeling like you have to post and you have to be creative all the time, because it's hard to be creative, especially when you're running a business and you have a family or whatever it is you're doing.
Yeah, well, if your business is social media, marketing, websites, that's fine. That's what your business is. But if your business is selling socks and running signets or construction or plumbing or whatever else, you don't want to be sitting down at 6 o'clock in the evening, 7 o'clock in the evening, and just doing it on AI. So it is funny. I've always tried to look at our cost base in the business and turn it into something that we could sell as a service and a money generator. And when I met you, we kind of came up with this idea with another business partner as well. So we've a bit of news coming soon on the social media and content side. So stay tuned. Tomas, thanks a million. I know you're in a hurry heading off there, and I appreciate your time. So
we'll keep the new business very low key for now.
That was very good. Yeah, that was nearly rehearsed. Thanks for jumping on, Tomas. Really appreciate it, and the best of luck with step one. I know me and you will be working together anyway. But for anyone else out there, what's the website?
www.step1runco.com. It was Step One Socks, but I felt like we kind of outgrew it.
Yeah, you're not a sock brand anymore. You're a community running brand, really, aren't you?
Yeah, movement and mental health based running brand. Not too many of them out there.
No. And look, genuinely, I've been forced by Tomas to buy some of the products to try them out. But kids loved them. I loved them. Definitely motivated me in the last couple of months to get up off my backside and get out and start doing stuff. So I appreciate it. Give them a follow, buy some socks, get this man to his 30 € a week dream, and we'll go from there. Tomas, thanks a million.
Cheers, Dan.
Cheers, Tomas. Thanks.
Sound.